All right, you know what to do. Please welcome the Revenge of the Nerds panel. Come on, here they are. Give it up. Yep. Keep it going.
Test.
So nice.
Sit down, you nerds.
Welcome. It's so nice to have all you guys here. It is, wow, I'm sure there's a lot of great stories for a great film. I'm right over here. You guys want to get right to questions? Just hang out for a bit? Settle?
Oh,
hey, there you guys are. There you are. I remember you from last time. Welcome.
Where's the voice coming from? I'm going, where's the voice coming from?
Well, welcome. It is absolutely incredible to have you guys here. It's always, you look a little bemused.
Not me. No, I'm not bemused.
I've
never bemused.
I was going to say...
No, he has been very
confused.
I find you amusing.
Sorry. Is that really loud?
I can pot it
It
down.
sounds incredibly loud to me.
Is it?
Are we loud?
How are we now?
Are you all right? I mean,
Sweet mystery of life, I finally found you.
I think Don's going to be loud no matter where we put the volume.
yeah.
Okay.
Are they making fun of Ogre? Am I going to have to kill him or what?
There you go.
Kill Don's mic,
Hello?
please.
I potted it down. I'll work it all out.
Here we go.
Well, welcome. Would you guys want to get to some questions, or you want to just kind of tell a few stories? Whatever. This time is yours.
Well, why don't we start with questions and maybe they will lead to stories.
I do like the way you think. All right. We got
I happen to see these two young ladies hold their hands up first, so I'm going to have them ask the first questions.
And once again, thank you so much for doing this.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's great to be here,
being
really.
Oh, all right.
Hi, thank you so much. So I was wondering, for the Tri-Lambdas, how did it feel for you when you were filming the sorority camera scene in the first movie? And did you have any scenes that like you couldn't complete because you kept on laughing over and over again?
I couldn't see anything as Poindexter ever. I could never see anything we ever did while the camera was rolling. So, including the panty raid, I didn't see anything that you guys said. I had to see the movie. And you'll see these guys basically carrying me and grabbing me and picking me up and taking me places. So a great deal of the movie I missed. And we did laugh a lot. And lastly, girls, this is an R-rated movie. Our first question from a couple of minors. I know, right? Yeah, right. An R-rated movie.
I know that we were watching something, and I don't remember what it was we were watching. I don't remember that we were watching them undressed.
Oh, no.
Not when I was there.
That was not something that, definitely
are you
not
talking
when
about
were
the
there.
day after when we're watching?
No, when we're sitting watching, right? When we're sitting at the TV and
When
we're
Bobby
watching
sat
all together.
eating cereal with
Cereal with the
Yeah.
beer.
Right, I was eating the cereal with the beer.
Yeah, that was the first. That was an amazing thing. Bobby just came up with this thing of having a bowl of cereal, filling it up with beer, real beer.
Yeah, but here was the best
Yeah.
part. The guy who always wore the hat, one of the extra nerds,
Yeah.
what was his name?
Good question.
I don't
Anyhow,
Yeah.
hey, what's your name?
It
Tossed me a
doesn't
beer.
matter.
Yeah.
He tossed me a beer and I caught it. I couldn't believe it. I caught it.
And he poured it in his cereal
And ate it.
and ate it.
I mean, that's, an actor.
Yeah, that's right. But we did laugh. Tim's right. We laughed nonstop from the day we got there in Arizona all the way to the very end. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And to this day, we still laugh with each other. I mean, we're like this little family. So you're kind of joining us with our little family. You get to see our little family here.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Yeah, there's a question right here.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Nerds!
God.
Dan! That's my boy.
So, question for you. What would be the scene for each of you that you had the hardest time with your lines? Like, you just couldn't get shit straight, pardon my language. You really had a hard time, it just seemed like it was laughter or something that it just take after take after take for each of you.
Every one.
Try speaking Japanese when you don't.
Or Seminole, right? Seminole?
Seminole.
Muerte mi
I just said bite my crank and seminal, and they had no idea what the hell I was saying.
Muerte mi manubrio. That's in the second one. The first one I don't talk really. All I get is okay. That was all I did basically on the first one. But you know that wasn't the hard part. It was the gags. It wasn't necessarily the words that, you know, it wasn't like we were doing Shakespeare, so the words were really tough. The hardest part in the stuff was probably keeping a straight face because we had to play it serious, and you know we just cracked each other up for 6 weeks, 7 weeks?
Yeah,
Something
and
like
I remember when we started the film. The first day of shooting was Anthony Edwards, me, and Jamie Cromwell in the station wagon with the old cruise control locked on 35, and we're talking about this, that, and the other thing, and I say, you know, there's 320. There's 3,200 students at Adams, and 72% of them are girls. So that's 142,000 and a half boobs, or whatever it was. And I do the laugh, you know, I do the and then there's another part where Jamie Cromwell, we're still driving along, and he says, "Oh, you guys, you know, you're college men. That's all you ever think about is getting laid." And we're like, "Dad." So anyhow, the next day, they show the footage from the day before, and I didn't want to see it because I was so freaked out to not be Bobby Carradine anymore and be this freaking nerd that I stood outside the theater where they were showing the dailies, and one by one the guys came out and they walked up to me and they said, "We get it, man." I go, "Get what?" "You're doing it for real." I said, "Yeah." These guys have no idea that they're nerds. And that sort of set the tone, I would like to say.
Yep.
So what was the premiere like of the movie?
Well, they almost didn't have one.
Wow.
They almost didn't have one because the guy who was in charge of distribution of the movie hated it.
There had been a change at 20th Century Fox, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was what happened. One of those things where the person who was the head of 20th Century Fox left, and like in the middle of our shoot, and then the person who came in said, "Well, you know, these teen gross out comedies are over," and they did pretty much everything they could to bury it. And then
But somehow the word got out that there was a screening in Westwood,
Yeah.
and there was a line around the block.
Yep.
Wow.
And the executives are like, "How do these kids know about this?"
It
And
was just like some kind of nerd thing in the air that nerds everywhere somehow intuited that this movie was for them. And then they started adding screens, right?
yeah, and what happened was I guess it blew the doors off of every theater that it was in, but it was only in like 500. And the other studios are calling this guy up following Monday, and they're like, "Why didn't you roll this out bigger? Didn't you know what you had?" I mean, they really beat this guy up, and he got fired.
Okay, any other questions? Just raise your hand. I'll get
Why don't you get one over there and I'll get another one?
All right, right over here, sir.
Get that nerdy looking guy.
That's where we're headed.
Look, he's even got a pack.
He's got a Skolnick pocket pack.
Nice to see you all again. I have the question is, was everything of the movie filmed all in campus, on a college campus, or was it all like set pieces?
Pretty much all of it was filmed on campus except for the...
Well, we had old Tucson. There's a studio there where they did things like Cannonball Run and a lot of movies that were in the hinterlands.
Is that where we shot the interiors?
Yes.
of the
Interior, yeah.
house?
Yes.
Right.
Our interior of our house.
Yeah.
Interior of our house. But we did shoot on location on all parts of Tucson. We shot in Tucson.
And all of the buildings, the gyms, and all that, and all of that was done on
The scene
University of Arizona.
where they have the javelin throw, that was actually a huge quadrangle in the middle of campus.
Yeah, so we were stuck inside Tucson for the whole shoot, basically.
And they had this place there called Dirtbags.
Really, we were at Dirtbags all the time. It was a bar.
It's a bar.
It's a bar.
Yeah, Dirtbags is a bar, and the slogan was, "It's a part of growing up," and we said, "No, it's a part of throwing up."
We were there a lot.
And right across the alley from Dirtbags was this Spanish restaurant called Rosas, which was really good, but they didn't serve alcohol. And I know that Curtis really likes scotch and water, and I'd been going over there to get some margaritas in a pitcher. So I came back with a pitcher of scotch and water for Curtis.
He actually bought me, it was actually scotch and soda, which is what my drink was and is. And this man went next door and bought a pitcher of scotch and soda. It would kill me to drink the entire pitcher. And it was just, I've never forgotten it.
Me either.
Still hungover. Now, Andrew was at none of these because he was 10. And
yeah.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
12, 11, 12, you know.
A lot of those.
Wasn't there some?
But he made up for it since that Andrew has.
I won't talk about that.
All right, we've got another question right here.
Have Ogre and Booger ever had a rematch in the burping contest? And if not, who would win today?
There's no question who would win.
Yes, that's right. I would.
I knew that was coming.
What was the belch? Was it a camel?
Yeah, it was some animal, right?
Yes.
What was it?
Tim, actually, because, of course, I hate to, disappoint you, but that was obviously not me belching, actually. So,
but it was really me.
Yeah. And so what they said was I should just pretend to belch, and they would dub it in later. And so I'm standing up in front of these people going...
But where did the sounds come from?
It's interesting that you ask, because Tim...
Let the man stop speaking.
He was feeding me. Tim was in post-production because he wanted to learn about film from behind the camera. And he happened to be there when they were doing the overdubs for the belching contest. And it turned out they could find no recording of a human being on the planet that gave as long and large and rich and juicy a belch as they needed. So they blended a recording of the biggest belch they could get with a recording of two camels orgasming. Because they had actually gone outside of the human race to find something that sounded like a belch from this person. And they found in wildlife recordings the sounds of two camels mating. And that's what you're hearing. And try to not think about that next time.
Boy, if we could have an orgasm that long, would that not be great?
Okay.
All right, we've got a question over here.
Hi, guys. So my question is, now that we're in 2021 and we obviously know that nerdy's the new sexy, where do we see these characters at in 2021? What do you think they'd be doing?
Where do we see what at?
Where do you see your character? Oh, that was loud.
Oh,
where do you see your characters at now in 2021?
We've already got a sequel coming up, part 3 of the Nerds, and Booger is internet porn billionaire, and Takashi is selling Japanese-made submarines to the Russians. Wormser is working on the F-135. This young man has revolutionized violin playing to where the violin will play itself from your iPhone. And Ogre has not changed.
Never changed.
What? Say what?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, basically, I'm Bill Gates.
We have a question back here.
Two very quick ones. One is for Curtis Armstrong. There was a scene where somebody said to you, "What are you looking at, nerd?" And you responded in a very profane way. I don't want to say anything because the kids are here. Was that improvised?
There are kids here?
Or was that actually in the script? And the second one is for Mr. Carradine, because I was a big fan of the movie The Cowboys. What did you learn about acting from John Wayne?
Talk low, walk slow. Hit your mark. Oh, yeah. Actors don't think. Because a couple of times I tried to tell him what I thought about something. And he told me in no uncertain terms that actors don't think, they act. It's true. This happened.
Was that before or after you saw him with his hairpiece off?
During.
And the line that you're asking about, which I didn't realize there were.
Well, also, I didn't realize that's a
present,
bad
but-
thing to say.
Huh?
Is douchebag a bad thing to say?
Well, it's one of the less actually horrible things.
So
that
why don't you
Booger
just
said.
say it?
That would be
Say it.
Okay. He says, "What are you looking at, nerd?" And Booger says, "I thought I was looking at my mother's old douchebag that's in Ohio." And it was in the script. I could never, in a million years, even in my 20s, could I have come up with a line like that.
And he's a professional writer.
All right, I've got a question over here to your left. When you were filming the movie, did they try and keep the nerds and the jocks separate?
No.
Or were you all fraternizing with each other during the whole
We were
filming?
partying down every single night.
Often mornings. We shot a lot of nights on the movie, and the bar would open at 6 a.m. at the hotel. So we would pile into a couple of adjoining rooms and order 25 orders of bacon and eggs, 2 cases of beer, and we would party. That was the end of our day. You didn't just go home and go right to bed, and then we would fall asleep around 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning and sleep until 4 and get up and go to the set. And when it got dark at 5, it was winter when we shot the movie in Tucson, and then we would all be in there. We were just one big team, and that we were there to crack them up more than anything. So
Well, the other thing is that they were also filming a Border Patrol.
Flashpoint.
Was that the Border Patrol movie?
With Chris Christopherson.
Flashpoint, I thought.
Yeah, Flashpoint. Yeah.
Flashpoint.
I'm flashing?
Also, Prince of Tides. Weren't they doing Prince of Tides there too? With
Nick Nolte and Barbara Streisand?
No. It was the one with Treat Williams.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that's the one with Chris Christopherson.
That's the one with Chris Christopherson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Flashpoint.
I should just shut up.
So anyhow, there was.
Yeah, it was a movie called Flashpoint,
And
we had one motel, 2-story
For both companies.
thing. And that was it. It was these 2 companies, so it just got really, really ridiculous at night.
Yeah, there was definitely a. Well, this was 1984, and there was some imbibing of
everything. But what's also funny too is we shot at the University of Arizona in Tucson, and we used in the film the locals there. So a lot of the students that were actually going to school, that were a part of our film, but they also became part of our family, friends, and fun mates. So we were all out every night, every day, playing and partying, and filming on occasion too. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
And we have a question right back here.
Hey guys, I have a question for Tim and Don. What would Poindexter and Ogre, would they rather live in a civilization's ascendancy or in its decline?
Okay, that's way too deep for me.
Yeah.
This is on you, Tim.
I'll answer for Don.
Thank you.
It would depend on the civilization.
All I know is what does CAT really spell dog. That's it. So go ahead.
Yeah, there are civilizations I would much rather be on the ascendancy, and others that I would rather be on the descendancy. So I'm not sure. That question makes much sense.
Oh, you polyglot, you.
Thanks for asking, though.
Yeah.
Making me look stupid.
Yeah, after this.
I don't think you needed that.
No, I don't think it helped. Ooh.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'll tell you.
All right, we got another question over here to the left.
This question's for Robert. I'm like a lot of people, come from the Disney Channel generation. So what was it like going from a really raunchy movie to being the squeaky clean dad on Lizzie McGuire?
Well, it just depended on which cheerleaders were working that day.
Wow.
We have a two-part question.
I'm not even sure what that
next
meant.
question.
Yeah. This two-part question here.
Yes, I got two questions. One's for Andrew. Like, what was it like working on a risque college type movie, being so young? Like, the scene with you between the two Omega Moos was classic.
Well, that was the least of the risque-ness of anything. That was nothing. But there was a lot of like, because you're a kid, so you got to go to school, and your mom has to be there. Somebody's got to be there. So she was like taking the brunt of a lot of it. A lot of like, oh, what's he gonna see? You were talking about the scene where we're all watching the TV, and he was like, oh, what is he allowed to see? Is this gonna be okay? Blah blah. And I think that kind of faded after a couple weeks, and she was just like, whatever.
Screw it.
Yeah, I get it. I get what's going on. It's all good.
He's got to learn it sometime.
Yeah.
You've all seen outtakes where actors make mistakes, and then like, damn it, and the things that with us, we didn't acknowledge that we had a kid on the set at all.
No.
Was it my line? God damn it. You do that, all that stuff, and
Mother.
It was that happened. So we didn't care. We treated him like he was one of us.
Oh yeah.
And his mom too. We treated her like she was one of us. We'd say anything in front of her. So
she's cool.
My other question's for Tim. The scene where you guys are having your party, when you do the dance, was that scripted and choreographed, or did they tell you just go for it?
I auditioned with that dance. There was they asked me, I had rehearsed, they had planned, at that time when they cast, Poindexter was one of the last casts in the movie, and he had no dialogue at all. And it was a description, he was just tagging along. But they did want to do a break dance with him. And so I had read originally for Gilbert and didn't get it. And then a month later, I got a call, and they said, there's this part. So I went to a thrift store, and I found the glasses, and I found all that stuff. And then I got Billie Jean. I got my Walkman. I got Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. And I did that dance. What's in the movie is what I auditioned with. And I went to the audition, and Susan Arnold, who cast it, came out and said, I don't know you. And I dressed looking like myself for Gilbert, and I had the Walkman, and I was listening to it, and I had to take it off. And she said, I don't know you. What are you doing here? I said, it's Tim Busfield. And she was like, oh my God. Because I was in total Poindexter hair. I was in the look that you see in the movie. And I went in and I read a couple of Lamar lines that they wanted to see if I could talk, and then I did the dance. And after the dance, I took off the headphones, and Jeff Canoe said, you got the part. Wow. Right on the spot. And that was the only time I ever remember being in a room on a feature film.
You have no idea how rare it is to be in a room and have the director say, you got the part.
Yeah, really rare.
It almost happened to me once.
The best story of that is actually one of the ET guys. You should go look on YouTube for when the lead kid. Oh my God. Yeah, Henry Thomas. So brilliant. Look at that audition with Spielberg, and you'll see, and you hear Spielberg say, "Kid, you got the part." Yeah, it's really phenomenal. Really phenomenal. That's on YouTube. Yeah.
Got it. We got a question right here for you.
Okay.
When was the last time y'all hung out with Lamar, and who parties better, the Omega Moos or the Pies?
Larry, the last time I saw Larry was in one of these, right? Larry's always at. Larry would be here, I think. Yes, but he's not probably because of the pandemic. But he's always. And Larry was Larry was not only the best athlete on the entire shoot, but he was the most fun to party with.
Also, he wrote the Lambda 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 and Omega Moose. The rap. The rap. He wrote that, choreographed it, taught it to Mr. Wormser, and that was all Larry B.
Yeah.
Oh. Question right back here in the back.
We have never seen any deleted scenes. Can you tell us about anything shot that did not get into the final cut?
There's the games, the Greek games. They did a chariot race with a mooser pulling me on a chariot, and that didn't make it in. It didn't make it into the cut. So there was some kind of I think there was a bunch of other
Well, there was the one, they completely took it out of the movie. They actually had us, the jocks, go to their house and tear their house apart. And they had this robot, and I was beating it with a stick and going, "Talk to me, man." And the robot just kept on, and they completely cut that out because
that would have been hilarious.
They said the audience completely went, "What the heck is that?" Ogre's lost his mind or something, So yeah, they cut that. That was a whole day's of work. They just completely cut it out.
That's a funny bit. You and the.
Oh, I was just tearing this robot, and it wouldn't talk to me. So talk to me, man.
You want some more? Talk to me.
Come on. If you don't talk to me, I'm going to beat you some more.
The thing I remember about that was that they said that when the audience, which had been laughing, like crazy up until that scene. When that happened, it just knocked the comedy out of it because he was so brutal. And so the way they have it, the way they wound up having it in the movie is you don't actually see any of the destruction happening. You just find it with the nerds.
Right, you see the aftermath. Now another sequence that they had was we went to Las Vegas to visit Anthony Edwards' uncle. I can't remember the uncle's character.
Michael Lerner was the
actor,
Academy Award-winning
and
actor.
we show up in his uncle's casino, and we're all wearing dashikis, because we're part of a black fraternity, and we think it's just great, And he's like, "What are you guys doing?" Well, we made it into a fraternity, Uncle Leo, or whatever the heck his name was. Yes, but what are these clothes? You look like Schwarzes. And she just went off. Like Michael Richards did that time in the comedy club. It wasn't funny.
And they took it out.
They took it out.
It's on the disc, the Panty Raid thing as outtakes. It is available somewhere.
That scene?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, that was brutal.
And the thing I remember that was cut out for me, one of the things that was cut out for me, which is also, it's like a mystery, is when we do our concert at the end, Booger is all done up as Elvis Presley, and it's Elvis Presley on the main guitar. And it's like out of nowhere. Why is Booger dressed? I mean, there's no connection. The white jumpsuit and the spangles and all that shit. And what they had done was, I was supposed to do an entire number solo as Elvis Presley. I was supposed to lip sync. Whose idea was this? I was supposed to lip sync and it was like one of his big ballads. And it was like, it would have stopped the movie dead, right? So I had been dressed up as Elvis Presley, and I had been rehearsing in my room. At least that's what I said I was doing. And I had been rehearsing. They gave me a recording. They gave me the first VCR, a VHS player that I'd ever seen. And I had this Elvis Presley TV special where he's doing whatever it was. And so I had to learn this in my room so I could do it for the concert. And we're there at that night, and we're doing everything else, and the director and the producer come up to me, and And Jeff Canoe said, listen, man, he said, we're not going to use this sequence, but I know you've been working on it. If you really want to shoot it, we'll shoot it. But I'm just letting you know, it's never going to see the light of day. And I said, no, I'm cool, thank you. But then I wind up as Elvis Presley with no explanation. So.
Got time for
Thank you very much. Never film. Thank you very much.
But time for 2 more questions. Or no more questions. There we
We've
go.
got one holding his hand up right here. I'm going to
And one in the back. We'll get
work
these
my
last
way
2.
in there.
Thank you.
He was
It was a
wishing
happy
Tim
birthday.
a
He
happy
said
birthday.
happy birthday.
So while Michael's walking back there,
happy birthday.
everybody wish Tim a happy birthday.
Thank you. You know, one of the things you asked back there, I will say, you know, how movies shift, and it's really kind of cool. We had Academy where we had Thomas Newman as our composer. He taught me the violin on that, and I had another guy. And his score got cut. I think probably the greatest amount of stuff that got cut was the score, and then they replaced it with what we call needle drops, which are the songs, the Queen songs, and all of those. But there was an original score, and I'd be really curious to see, you know, we had one of the Newmans, and yeah, there was a complete score for the film, and you know that's why he probably doesn't talk about it a lot. But then they took the score out. Yeah, it's not. You won't hear from him that he did that job, even though we did do a lot of his stuff ended up in the movie, particularly around that musical number. But a lot of that was taken out, and rightly so. All the cuts they made clearly worked in the movie, and that process really worked on this film to help it be a hit and to help us be here.
Jeff was an editor, right?
Yeah, Jeff edited. The director.
Our director was an
edited
editor.
Ordinary People. So he was a world-class editor. So that, and he knew how to cut comedy. A lot of the stuff he just knew how to make that funny.
Thank you.
Okay, got a question back here.
You nerds!
Baby ogre.
See, in the jock world, that is a question.
Oh, we understand, my friend. Thank you, my son. Sit down now.
You have a question?
Did you guys ever keep any souvenirs when you were done with Revenge of the Nerds?
Yes.
Not sure if we were allowed to, but we did.
I don't know if you remember, there's a scene in the film where the nerds are all lined up in front of their house, and they're holding a triangular sign with the Lambda, Lambda, Lambda logo on it. It's pretty big. It's like, it might be a yard by yard by yard. I have that.
I kept my sweater and auctioned it off for a charity, and I kept the glasses. Yeah, Poindexter glasses.
I still have the nerd pack. I kept the nerd pack.
I wanted the tricycle. I wanted that tricycle so bad, and they wouldn't give it to me. But I do have the bandana, the little Japanese bandana. I still have that bandana, the actual one, with makeup on it and everything still.
And you know how much that tricycle is?
I know.
I kept, the only thing I kept, I think, was I kept none of the shirts, which I could have really sold now, but I kept and wore my black leather jacket for a couple of decades, and I still have it, but I don't wear it anymore.
I had a lot of stuff, but the ex-wives got it, so there you go.
I just, Tim.
Ex-wife 1 got a lot of stuff, ex-wife 2 got a lot of stuff, and the new one, she got nothing. She just gets me, ogre. That's a thrill every day, let me tell you.
Once again, thank you guys for coming out. Yeah, you know what to do. Revenge of the Nerds panel.
Thank you.
Curtis Armstrong.
Curtis Armstrong, Brian Tochi, Robert Carradine, Andrew Cassese, Timothy Busfield, and Don Gibb. Let's hear it for them.
Revenge of the Nerds panel.
Hi, this is Aaron Ashmore, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe like now. Oh, and have fun and follow your fandom.